Okay, so I was going to make a video about a slightly different topic, but we've had some updates on what is probably the most prolific and consequential case in the modern age. That is the Epstein situation, Epstein Island, Epstein files. All of it is super, super important to be paying attention to. But, this topic dropped, like 8 years ago? Hasn't been a whole lot of traction on it since. And at first, when I saw that someone, I believe it was a GOP congressman, I don't really know who, when someone released a bunch of these emails between Epstein and several different people, a lot of it concerning Donald Trump. At first, I thought this was just going to be another nothing burger. We've seen this same song and dance a bunch of times where, some more Epstein information is released, and it is just the same stuff we had back in 2017 when this first got cracking. For the first couple of days, I didn't really pay much attention to it. And then I started seeing a whole bunch of stuff of, Donald Trump having oral sex with other men. And now we have the situation where another hearing has been passed and voted on, and apparently we're going to be getting more Epstein files released in a matter of, 3 days, 3 weeks? I can't remember. But, all this is so hard for me to really not be pessimistic about. Let me put it this way. Anyone who has been paying attention to how things have been going since the Epstein news broke will understand that there is some very powerful people that absolutely will do anything possible to cover up this situation, hide it, stow it away. And I do believe that Donald Trump is one of those people as well. This guy campaigned on releasing more Epstein information, and all we get, aside from the stuff that, has recently been brought out, is the same stuff we've known for the past 7-8 years. And it's just tiring at this point. And it's not a surprise necessarily to me that Trump is involved, but it is honestly super, super disappointing and very just exhausting to experience the same song and dance every single time this comes up. This new situation seems a little different, but there's something I want to touch on about when this Epstein case first was given to the public eye. There's a lot going on here that I don't think people are necessarily willing to have a comfortable conversation about, because it just destroys a lot of social narratives. I think that COVID and that the BLM situation that happened, where there was rioting in the streets, was allowed to happen in order to shift the gaze away from the Epstein news. What happened was this bombshell dropped. Epstein was arrested, suicided, killed in jail is what really happened. And everyone and their mother knew that there was something very, very wrong with what happened in that, span of 5 to 6 months, however long it was. I can't even remember correctly anymore. But what did we get right after? We had the COVID virus just make every headline, get people all panicked, all worked up. Then we had what was a very terrible situation where, this George Floyd guy was overdosing. If he was killed, I think there's a little bit of both that can be true here with how George Floyd actually died. But all of a sudden you had this situation that happened 6 months after Epstein got killed, and people were burning down businesses. Large cities became free war zone territories for anyone who wanted a pair of Nikes. And it was allowed to happen because, in my opinion, the Epstein news was becoming too big and too many people were putting too many eyes on the situation. And so you had a series of manufactured and somewhat organic events in COVID and this BLM situation where things got really out of hand. After that all ended, after the dust settled, then like everyone was focused on anything else at that point. People forgot about the Epstein stuff, not completely, but people forgot to keep on paying attention as closely as they should have. You had this Ghislaine Maxwell trial and went pretty much nowhere because the judge deemed that it wasn't fit for the public to view, or whatever the contents that were being reviewed in the case. And to me, that's just, it's trash. It's not a real excuse. This is a topic that involves many powerful people that control the way this country is run, affecting the lives of you and I. And these people collect taxpayer money out of our own wallets. Many of them are implicated in this Epstein situation, and we're supposed to just pretend that there's nothing to really pay attention to. We're supposed to pretend that, this is all in the past and it's old news. That's what Donald Trump was saying, by the way, a few months back. Oh, are we still on the Epstein topic? Are we still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? Yes, dummy, we are. And it's because you're probably involved in being a pedophile and sex trafficking minors all across the country, if not the world. So yes, Mr. Trump, we are still talking about Jeffrey Epstein. It is not going to go away. And I'm glad that the truth is coming out, and I hope that more of it comes out. I don't believe that we're even close to the end of what can be revealed here. There's just no way. Anyways, I just wanted to bring up this topic because I think it's very interesting. I think it's very important for us to be keeping our eyes on this Epstein situation. It is something that I plan on doing commentary on if we get more information in the future. And I really would like to see people who are involved in this disgusting behavior be brought to justice, no matter how powerful, how rich, or how big or insignificant they might be. Bring them all to justice. Lock them all up. Even if it's many, many people in power, that would probably be a good thing for this country. It would probably really help us heal as a nation, because we would probably be able to finally get some stuff done that these bureaucrats have been preventing from happening, because quite frankly, it just isn't in their best interest to actually serve the American people anymore. Anyways, hope you guys have a good one. Hope you find this video interesting. I'm curious if anyone has any insight on what their opinion is on the Epstein situation. Put it in the comments. I think it's a very interesting topic. I think it's a topic that we need to dive more into, because this is a huge deal, very big.